Jeff Slauson here from 19 News Now at the 19 News Digital Desk. Welcome to the beginning of what is ramping up to this school year. Now you're seeing the roads right now. In a couple of days, that's going to be filled with school buses as students, parents, teachers return to the school year. And what we are knowing now is that CMSD is going to be welcoming in 80 new buses this year. Now, while this may seem, yeah, okay, great, they're having new buses here, not only are these going to be technologically advanced with Wi-Fi and tracking systems for parents, they also will offer the availability for 7th and 8th graders that will go to CMSD to get the bus to school. If you're sitting at home thinking, well, why is that not been able to be the case? For the last decade, they have not had enough space to be able to have 7th and 8th graders on their buses. Now, 60 students per bus can fit onto these 80 buses, really offering the opportunity for these students to get the ride to school. All right, so we're going to show you right now our interview live with the director there and break down exactly why this is such a big deal. If you don't mind, just kind of start off here, explain the new buses that are going to be put into the rotation here starting for this 2023-2024 school year.
Okay, so the district made a $7 million investment with 80 new buses, 62 passenger buses, so they're larger than our current fleet going into this school year. So we were able to increase our fleet from 220 buses up to 300 buses, and that purchase was to replace a recent fleet of 80 buses that were 21 years of age.
How needed was this? How needed were these new buses?
So very much needed. First and foremost, we had to get rid of the old fleet. And then with the purchase of this new fleet, it gave us the opportunity to increase the population of students, meaning our 7th and 8th graders. We can move those students back on to our school buses and get them off of that public transportation.
Yeah, so prior to this, for those students to get to school, they had to use private transport, right? Or walk or get a ride or somewhere. There was no bus accessibility.
So there was no yellow bus service. They did receive public transportation RTA passes if they were eligible, and that eligibility was beyond 1 mile. So that was the transportation last year and past years for our 7th and 8th graders, public transportation 1 mile and beyond.
Are these going to be technologically advanced buses as well? I know it's kind of funny to think of it that way, but what are these going to have? What new features are these going to have that those older buses didn't have?
So, and I really can't get into the mechanics, the buses and those types of things, but I can tell you the features that we have added, within the department. So, number one, we've added Wi-Fi to all of our buses. We always were able to, even with our current fleet, track our buses via our parent portal and a parent portal app that our parents are able to sign up for so they can track the bus. That service has now been enhanced because we've added tablets to the new buses as well as, and this is the entire fleet. We've added tablets to the buses where now parents can actually track their student getting on and off at a stop in addition to tracking the bus. So those are features that not only were added to the new buses, but to the entire fleet. The new buses, of course, came equipped with cameras. They came equipped with the radios and all of those type things. They're diesels, and we've always ran diesel buses.
For a student to be eligible to get the bus, what's the radius around their school that they need to be either away from, or how does that work for a student to be eligible to be able to ride the bus? I know now we have many more, but what's the radius there?
Yeah, so eligibility. So when you look at what the state requires, they require 2 miles. when you look at what CMSD is doing, we say if you live 1 mile. So if you live more than 1 mile from the school, then you are eligible for transportation. But you can't live if you can't live beyond 3 miles. So we transport in a radius of 1 to 3 miles.
We are what, less than a week away. I'm guessing that you are swamped. You're cramming to get ready for this. You know, as we are about a week away from school beginning here, what has the process been like to make sure all these buses are up and running, up to code, up to standard, and ultimately ready to join the fleet?
Yeah, so actually our fleet, I just talked with our maintenance manager today. We had also added a new fuel infrastructure here at one of our locations. But my fleet is we are up and ready. Uh, my entire fleet has been inspected. They have their state stickers. All the buses have had preventive maintenance performed on them. So all of those things that you do to keep a bus up and going as it's going throughout the school year, all those things have been done. So right now, my fleet, with the exceptions of a few warranty issues, we are ready to go.
You answered all my questions here. Is there anything that we didn't touch on that we should have during the interview?
Just say that the features that we're offering now with our transportation, I'm really pushing the parent port and student tracking, bus tracking features. I think those are very important, so parents can actually, that parents that are not able to be at a stop with their young child, there may be a fourth grader that's at a stop, they can now have peace of mind that that student has gotten on the bus and gotten off of the bus. So, those features, our student tracking, our parent portal, is really the biggest thing that I'm really, pushing this year, along with getting our 7th and 8th graders back on the buses as well.
So, of course, if you go to our website right now at cleveland19.com, we will have the latest breakdown of all of this information. Want to make sure that your kid is going to be picked up by the school bus? Yeah, well, you can find that information there. All right, much more news, sports, weather of the day coming up. 19 News, 7:30, 10, and 11. For now, I'm Jeff Slauson with 19 News. Have a great day and great night. Much more to come, both on air and online.
19 News, now streaming on Samsung Smart TV. Search for Channel 1035.